I never thought betrayal could come wrapped in such quietness, in such simple, devastating gestures. For most of my life, I believed in the land beneath my feet more than in people. A man who works the soil, who breeds cattle, who builds fences that can stand a storm. He trusts what he can see. A ranch doesn't lie to you. It doesn't smile one day and sharpen a knife the next. That's why I poured 20 years into my ranch. $6 million worth of sprawling fields, barns that smelled of hay and leather, a home where I thought laughter meant safety. I thought I'd built more than fences. I thought I'd built a life with her. Her name was Sarah, my wife, my partner, or so I believed. I had noticed the distance creeping in over the last year, how her eyes would glaze when I talked about the herd, how her smile seemed to vanish into silence at the dinner table. But I convinced myself it was just weariness, or maybe the monotony of ranch life. I never suspected the truth. The truth came crashing down one golden evening. I walked in after fixing a broken water line out by the south pasture. My hands were raw, my jeans caked in mud, but my chest was full of pride. Hard work always gave me that feeling. She was sitting at the kitchen table, a manila envelope by her side. I thought she looked too calm, like someone who'd already cried out all her tears. "I need you to sit," she said, her voice flat. I remember the dread that crawled into my stomach before she even opened her mouth again. She slid the envelope across the table. "This is for you. It's time you went far away from here." I frowned, confused, and pulled the papers free. My heart nearly stopped when I read the words. Deed transfer. Sale agreement. My ranch, sold for $4. Not $6 million. Not even 1% of its worth. For measly dollars. And the buyer's name burned into my eyes. Ethan Moore. I knew the name. He wasn't a stranger. He was a man who'd been hanging around lately, pretending to be interested in horses, in buying cattle, in casual visits. I never liked the way he looked at her, but I trusted my wife more than my suspicions. I thought love was stronger than temptation. "Sarah, what is this?" My voice cracked, part disbelief, part rising anger. She didn't flinch, didn't even try to sugarcoat it. Ethan and I were in love. We'd been together for a while. And the ranch, it's not yours anymore. It's his. You need to go. My chest felt hollow, as if the air had been sucked out of me. "You sold our home? Everything we built? For $4. "For freedom," she whispered, though her words were coated in ice. "For a new life. He's giving me what you never could. Adventure, passion, a future." Her eyes finally met mine, but they weren't the same eyes I had fallen for all those years ago. They were colder, brighter, as if she had already erased me from her story. I wanted to scream, to slam my fist on the table, to tear the papers in half. But my hands were shaking. My throat closed up with the weight of betrayal. "You threw away 20 years. I managed 20 years for him? For $4. "Don't make this harder than it is," she said, standing. "The papers are legal. The ranch is his now. Take the envelope. Go live far away. It's over." She walked out of the room then, leaving me with nothing but silence, papers, and the echo of a life collapsing. I sat there for hours, unable to move. My mind replayed every memory. Her laughter by the fireplace, her hands brushing dust off her jeans after a ride, the promises we made under the stars. All it felt like ashes now, burned away by deceit. When I finally stood, I stepped outside into the evening air. The ranch stretched before me, glowing in the sunset. My cattle grazed lazily. The barn stood tall, weathered but proud. Everything I had fought for, every dream I had chased, had been stripped from me by the person I trusted most. The worst part wasn't losing the ranch. It wasn't even the insult of $4. It was realizing that love, the kind I thought unbreakable, had been sold off too, cheap and careless. The days that followed blurred together. I packed my bags, though I didn't know where I'd go. Every corner of the house whispered memories I couldn't bear to face. I saw them together sometimes, walking across land that used to be mine, her hand in his, her laughter ringing across the fields. Each sound was another knife twisting deeper. I could have fought. I could have dragged the sale into court, proved the fraud, torn them apart legally. But something inside me had already broken beyond repair. I wasn't the kind of man who begged to keep what should never have been taken. Instead, I left. I drove away one morning, the envelope still sitting on the passenger seat. I didn't even know why I brought it. It felt like carrying the last stone of a grave. As the ranch disappeared in the rearview mirror, I realized something. She hadn't just sold my land. She had sold my trust, my faith in people, in love itself. And the price was $4. $4 for a betrayal worth more than any fortune. Now I live far from there. I work smaller jobs, keep to myself, sleep under simpler roofs. But every night when silence wraps around me, I hear her voice again. Go live far away from here. I did. But she never understood. When she sold that ranch, she didn't just push me away. She set fire to the life we built, to the man I was. And though I walked away without a fight, part of me still stands on those fields, watching two shadows replace the one love I thought was forever. Some betrayals you heal from, some you forgive, but others carve scars so deep they become part of who you are. My scar has a name, and it cost me $6 million. Or maybe it only cost me 4.